feet. I feel the sky tumbling down. I feel my heart start to trembling whenever you're around. Ooh, baby, when I see your face, mellow as the month of May. Oh, darling, I can't stand it when you look at me that way. I feel the earth move under my feet. I feel the sky tumbling down. I feel my heart start to trembling whenever you're around. When you're near me and you tenderly call my name, I know that my emotions are something I just can't change. I just got to have you, baby. Ha ha ha, ha ha ha, yeah. I feel the earth move under my feet. I feel the sky tumbling down. I feel the earth move under my feet. I feel the sky tumbling down, tumbling down. I just lose control down to my very soul. I get a high and cold all over, all over, all over, all over. I feel the earth move under my feet. I feel the sky tumbling down, tumbling down. I feel the earth move under my feet. I feel the sky tumbling down, tumbling down, tumbling down, tumbling down, tumbling down, tumbling down.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddy S and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddy S, are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddy S.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jojo with Cheers on the Beach, Pub and Grill. Annie is one of our singers. She sings with us every Tuesday night. Thursday. Sorry, I'm thinking of the
I've
wrong
done that
person.
before. It's okay.
Anyway, you'll also see her on Friday nights. She's absolutely amazing. She's also my neighbor. She came in one night to sing karaoke, and I said to her, "Oh my God, why are you not singing professionally with me?" And now she is, and here she is.
Yay!
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Gonna call on the sky. Won't you take me down to Memphis on a midnight ride? I wanna move, playing in a traveling band. Ooh yeah, well I'm flying across the land, trying to get ahead, playing in a traveling band. Take me to the hotel, baggage going nowhere. Come on, won't you get me to my room? I wanna move, playing in a traveling band. Ooh yeah, well I'm flying across the land, trying to get ahead, the land, trying to get ahead, playing in a traveling band. Woo! Oh, playing in a traveling band, playing in a traveling band, trying to get myself ahead. Yes, I'm playing in a traveling band. Well, I'm flying across the land, trying to get ahead, playing in a traveling band. Woo!
Very nice. Portion of the show brought to you by Cheers on the Beach.
Cheers on the beach. Okay, I got to get you in camera shot. We got to turn on the lights.
I'm in camera shot.
You're in the camera shot if you slouch. If you
I'm
sit
not
up, you're not.
slouching. No,
Sit up.
I was way up.
Is that what it is? So
Yeah,
you shouldn't
I'm
sit
good.
way up?
No. I'm fine.
You're in the camera. He was just sitting up, Josh. We're not used to that.
I'm good.
If you slouch, we're good.
I'm not slouching. And then she says it's me. You're a little punchy. So anyway, Jojo, I want to thank you for bringing Hot Rocks over here.
Hot Rocks. Annie.
She's doing.
Annie K in the house.
And I saw some film on her from your place last week.
That's right.
And she can bring it. She's a little ball of energy.
She can rock it.
And she's going to be on Thursdays.
Thursdays, yes, I was thinking of
Which you're
something
going to bring
else.
it to Fridays?
Yep, I'm going to bring it to
On
a Friday
Cheers on the
night.
Beach?
She's ready for it now.
She's been singing for a real long time, right?
Yeah, and then there was a short period where she stopped singing.
Josh, you're putting ball.
And
I
when
shouldn't
heard
say
her do
that.
Karaoke, I'm like, oh my
Cotton
God.
balls down her. She's putting a mic. I'm like, what's he doing, this poor girl? She's getting out her earbuds.
Sorry.
It's all good. Now you can hear again.
I can hear again. It's all good.
How long you been singing, Annie?
I started, church choir kind of thing when I was about 9, 10. And then I went on to junior high school choir, University of Miami chorus for a year, and then college. Then I got out and then I started playing with bands in the North Carolina area. Most of so a good bit of the 90s. Then I met my husband, now husband, and we took off. And I did the mom thing for a while, and then Jojo's like, you have to get back into this. I said, okay, I'll do it. Well, why not?
Go Canes. In case you missed that year, she was at the UM chorus.
At the Who and Poor what?
UM. Go
What is that?
Canes.
Yep.
University of Miami chorus. Were you at the Frost School of Music?
Yeah, I was there. I was not majoring in music, but I just did it for fun.
You were only there for a year in Miami?
Yeah, then I transferred to UNC at Greensboro.
Wow.
Finished up there.
So what was your major field of study?
Communications, cinema, broadcasting.
Oh, you remind me of Dawn.
Maybe we were there at the same time.
Well, I'm not going to tell you what year I graduated. You'll do the math. No, I'm just kidding. No, I was there in 85. I'm sure you were like
I was there at 85 to 89.
Really? I graduated
Undergrad.
in 85, so.
So we crossed, maybe not. But you never know. Communications. Now we can go into the whole professors, because I'm sure they were all there.
Probably. I don't know if I'd remember any of their names at this point, though.
Oh my
Professor
gosh.
Johnson, you remember Professor Johnson?
Sure.
No. Mitch Shapiro and Judy Wallach and
Hackenmaker.
all of the communications
Hatchemaker.
professors.
You went to school?
Oh my God.
School came to me.
School came to you. Yeah, she's learning.
Be nice.
No, she's
School
learning.
came to me.
At the 8 years,
But
9
their
years, she's learning.
communication school is a good school at UM.
Now you went on to have a singing career.
I worked with a few bands in North Carolina area, and we were like, weekend warriors. We'd all work during the week, pack it up, go do Friday and Saturday night, come back Sunday, rest, rinse, and repeat for a few years, yeah.
And then you got married, had children.
Well, I inherited children. That's
But
the
you
easy way to
became a
go.
mom. You became a stay-home mom and taking care of the kids and all that.
Yeah,
And then you came out of retirement
because
It's-
JoJo.
and started singing
I
with
did it.
JoJo.
It's all JoJo.
You just came out of retirement for JoJo?
I just started doing
Wow.
this in November.
Wow.
I can see talent.
That's impressive, JoJo.
How'd you convince her to come back?
You have no choice. I told her I'd give her a night, and she's built Thursday
said-
nights up incredibly.
You never did this professionally?
No, I did, but not by myself. This is a whole new thing for me, doing it all by myself.
What kind of bands did you have?
Just rock and roll bands, I played the keys back then. It was keyboard and singing, and there were 4 of us, and we all could sing. And We did a lot of harmonies and stuff, and that was all fun, but that was then, and then I kind of left. Like I said, went on my walkabout, and now I'm back.
Still play the keys?
I have.
Have you met Johnny Melnick?
I haven't played them in a while, but...
That's what Johnny Melnick does, among other things.
Hola.
Are you, do you write music?
Yes.
Johnny, hey Johnny! See, because that's why I asked Johnny to come down here and meet you. And I wanted him to meet Jojo. But sometimes with Jojo, she says, I'll be there. And then I have to draw a line to the date.
If Dawn kills you today, I will give her an alibi. You are right. He is in rare form today.
Am I telling you?
Unbelievable.
Since he walked in this morning.
I'm not in rare form. You, Ghostly, and Ghostly 2 over there. 1 and 2. I got bookends. I'll be there, Freddie. No, I can't. It's like a hurry up and wait rhythm.
It's like that song by Dua Lipa, Catch Me or I Go Houdini.
And Jojo, you've got your your second one's opening.
In a couple of weeks, we're just waiting for a final approval, and then we have restaurant number 3 happening hopefully at the beginning of March.
3 restaurants, all in the area of Melbourne and the outsides of Melbourne too?
Yes, but you know what I told my chef, Chef Gary? I am no longer your taste tester. Try this, try that, try this. No more.
Taste tester, what do you taste?
All his food? Why are you giving up on tasting?
Try it. Send on your Weight Watchers by the time I'm done with him.
I haven't seen any specific, like burgers, like naming,
Oh, the best burger we have is the cheese dream.
You got to give it a name.
And it's not first date food because it's kind of messy, but it's
You got to give things a name.
What do you want
Like
me to call
Hot
it, Freddy
Rocks,
Burger?
like the cafe. Yeah, you got to give it like the cafe.
I'll call them Dawn Fries.
Dawn Fries and a Freddy Burger.
And a Freddy Burger. Dawn Fries and a Freddy Burger. That's kind of cute. I like that.
Dawn salad.
The Dawn salad with no protein.
As you can tell, we're here for the morning show. That's all true. So are you having fun?
I love it. I've met some great people up there, and
I see you brought some with you.
Yes.
Are you having fun?
I am. I'm having a lot of fun.
So
And I had one of their burgers last night, and I can attest it was delicious.
So the comeback
That's
was
because
worth.
I had her day drinking.
The comeback
talk
was
about
worth doing then.
Yes. It's been a blast. It's been an absolute blast. And I love JoJo. I'm so glad she pushed me into, do this.
Cheers Pub and Grill. Truly, everyone's hanging out there eating and drinking and having music, doing so many fun things. It lives up to its name, JoJo.
Thank you.
I would have to open that. Your place is a 24-hour in the back because I will never be able to close at 9. I can't do that.
Well, Melbourne Beach is a quieter town. It's not like down here.
So I bring in some other people.
All right, you come up and do it for 1 month. We'll give it a shot. I'll
Remember
tell you, my
she said
liquor
that.
license, I can stay up until 2 in the
JoJo, I'm
morning.
going to light a candle for you.
To 2 in the
What
morning?
You just gave the opportunity.
I'm all in.
You
I
want
just
him for
opened
a
a bad
month?
door, didn't I?
You want him for a month?
I'm all in. We could do.
Oh, it's not a we.
Dawn?
We weren't invited. You were invited for a month.
No, I go, you go.
I'm doing that to give you a break for a month.
I was going to say, this is not a we.
no,
We got a whole lot of we's today. This is not a we.
This is French
This
class.
is
There's
a
a lot
Freddy.
of we's. We all going. Even Johnny Melnick is going.
We. Freddie's favorite word today is
Sally's
we.
going.
And
Sally,
we
you
is a
coming
lot
with
of
me, right,
people and his
Sally?
we's.
Sally, we're going up to Melbourne till 2 in the morning, 5 days a week, 6 days a week. Yeah, Melbourne.
Not Sydney. See, she thinks Australia.
Yeah, you're going to Australia. The rest of us are going to Florida.
It's really not that far.
It's nice, like a 2-hour drive, no?
It depends. Like you could do it an hour and a half. You guys did it really fast going home, right?
In the
Well,
rain.
there was a
In the rain.
storm. I didn't want to be out there. So I was driving 100 miles an hour.
All right, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we've got some more music by Annie Kay. We're going to talk to Sheena. We've got Diane Witt from Cruise Planners. Freddie seems to think we're going on we
more we's.
are going on a cruise.
To the
Let us know
Bimini.
what the word we means to you. Is
We're
it 2
going on
or
a
3
cruise
or
to
more?
Bimini. Can you imagine we go and she sings on the cruise? Come on now.
A whole lot of we's.
Watch out, Weeze.
You've been in the weeds
Remember
since this
Wheezy?
morning. Wheezy.
Going to the big
More
time.
to come. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at the Brooklyn Cafe for exclusive behind-the-scenes content and TikTok. More to come. We'll be right back.
Do you have an idea for a show or a podcast? Do you want the opportunity to be on TV? Ant Media Productions is partnered with True Oldies Real Radio Station and powered by many online platforms such as Roku, Facebook, YouTube, and even Amazon Fire to help amplify your impact. Do you want your voice to reach a wide audience? Call us today at 866-224-5422.
Le Sorel Restaurant, home of the authentic Italian tradition, offers a large menu that consists of seafood, steak, homemade pasta, brick oven pizza, and homemade desserts including a wide wine selection. We also have the best bar in Boca Raton with delicious cocktails, homemade limoncello, cappuccino, Italian espresso, brandy, and other specialties, open every day with a lunch and dinner menu. For more information or to make a reservation, contact lesorelrestaurant.com or call 561-235-5301.
Max Health Chiropractic, located in the heart of Wellington, Florida, is the area's premier chiropractic office. Dr. Max Cohen and our highly skilled team want to be your natural health care provider. Everyone should be able to move, work, and play at their best, regardless of age. We offer a wide range of advanced chiropractic techniques and therapies to eliminate pain, enhance performance, and improve mobility and function. Set your appointment with Max Health Chiropractic today.
Stephanie Jaffe is a world-renowned artist who creates one-of-a-kind pieces. Using a keen sense of color and composition, her vibrant collages and mosaics integrate eclectic elements such as vintage keepsakes and fine china with blown glass and fired clay to create whimsical arrangements. For more information about her work, come down to the Brooklyn Cafe TV studio or go to StephanieJaffeArt.com.
South Florida's Good Time Oldies. Now, Boca and Delray Beach have their own oldie station. Catch us on 95.3 FM. It's the greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s. On South Florida's Good Time Oldies, 95.3 FM.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddy S.
When the truth is found to be light, and all the joy within you dies. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. Love. When the garden flowers, baby, are dead, yes, and your mind is so full of rage. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. Your eyes, I said, your eyes may look like heels, yeah, but in your head, baby, I'm afraid you don't know where it is. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You gotta find somebody to love. Tears are running, they're all running around your breast. And your friends, baby, they treat you like a guest. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. someone to love. Thank you. Here's a little less after. Come to my window, crawl inside, wait by the light of the moon. Come to my window, I'll be home soon. Dial the numbers just to listen to your breath, and I would stand inside my head and hold the hands of death. You don't know how far I go to ease this precious ache, and you don't know how far I go and how much I can take just to reach you, oh, just to reach you. Lord, I'ma reach you. Come to my window, hey, crawl inside, wait by the light of the moon. Come to my window, I'll be home soon. Keeping my eyes open, I cannot afford to sleep. Giving away promises I know that I can't keep. Nothing fills the blackness that has seeped into my chest. I need you in my blood, I am forsaking all the rest. And just to meet you, or just to reach you, Lord, I'ma reach you. Oh, and come to my window, hey, crawl inside, wait by the light of the moon. Come to my window, I'll be home soon. I don't care what they say, and I don't care what they do. What do they know about this love? Come to my window. I'll be home, I'll be home, I'll be home. 'Cause I'm coming home. Come to my window, hey, crawl inside, wait by the light of the moon. Come to my window, I'll be home soon. I'll be home, I'll be home, I'm coming home. Come to my window, yeah, and crawl inside, wait by the light of the moon. Come to my window, I'll be home soon. I'll be home, I'll be home, I'm coming home. Coming home. I'm coming home. Yeah, 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 yeah.
You back? It's me. Very nice.
She's amazing.
She is amazing. Now I gotta ask if you have singers, plenty of singers that come up to Cheers. Yeah. And that's 5 days, 6 days, 7 days a week. How often do you have entertainment?
Well, most of them are karaoke singers. They sing on Wednesday and Saturday. But some of them are really good where I could actually bring them down.
Annie, you are spectacular. It's like,
Thank you.
I'm standing in the back listening to you. Unbelievable.
A lot of power in
Thank
that
you.
voice.
I can't believe you gave this up.
Well, you know, make choices. Got things to do.
Things to do, but you're back now.
Yes, I'm back. Very happy to be back.
Well, welcome back.
Thank
nice
you
job,
so much.
Jojo.
Yeah, I reeled her right in.
She plied me in with free champagne. No, I'm kidding.
Yes, I did.
There you go, whatever it takes.
Whatever works. And the food is there good, the singing is there good. I'm sure that everybody there knows everybody, right? It's one of those
They do.
environment places. And then you have a new one that's going to open up in 2 weeks on the beach, which is a whole different environment.
That's a whole different thing. That's just breakfast and lunch.
All right, and then you have the third one.
That's
the
going to be my
Crown
baby.
Jewel.
That's Aquarina. It's on a golf course, and I got access to the place across the street where we can do parties on the beach. And they don't have a pickleball court, but the community center does. You talked to me about that once, right?
We put tape out.
Thing you wanted to do?
Yeah, we could put tape out and make a pickleball court anyway, even the parking lot.
That's like the hottest thing now,
The hottest.
100%.
right? Crazy.
Truth.
But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I want you guys to come up and see it.
She wanted
Come up
us
for
to
the grand
open up the new
opening
one.
and maybe
For
do
which
It's in
one?
March, right?
March now, yeah.
March.
For the bigger one. Yeah,
For the bigger one.
the bigger one. That should be fun.
It'll be a whole lot of fun.
What are you looking at?
They're all on the same road, too.
Are they? We're going to see Annie. So going to give Annie a little bit of a break. We're going to talk to, we've got Diane Witt of Cruise Planners and Sheena Kit. I know we did some rebranding, so it's WID instead, correct? So
Grab that mic.
Grab that mic. Women in Distress. And Sheena, it's been a long time since you've been in here. And then we were talking about some good things, a lot of things going forward. What have you got going on?
So actually I wanted to talk about January really briefly because it's the end of January and we just celebrated New Year's 2 seconds ago, if I'm not quite mistaken. But January is actually Human Trafficking Awareness Month. And so with that comes all of the other things. I wish I could be as exciting and uplifting as Jojo, but I don't bring in, I sing a different song, right? So we have a couple different centers that help us when it comes to human trafficking. Women in Distress is one of those centers that does provide support to human trafficking survivors. And then Nancy J. Cotterman is also another center that provides, support to those who've been human trafficked. So.
I saw the head of the WWE has now stepped down for, I guess, being accused of human trafficking. But I'm glad you're here because here's my question. So he steps down because he's been accused of human trafficking, but yet the allegations are only about sexual harassment. So where is this fine line and where does it become sexual harassment versus trafficking?
So sexual harassment is usually done, I would say, in like a solitary space. So for example, at workplace, different places like that. Trafficking is the movement of an individual from either one state to another state, or it could be interstate. So it could be from one part of the state to another part of the state. So that's the major difference, is that one is also, it's a commercialized situation. So human trafficking is the sale of human bodies for profit, for gain, for whatever reason, power and control. And because he stepped down, they're probably toggling with the idea of trying to see if he did traffic in human beings. But right now, they for sure caught him on the sexual harassment piece of everything, because it's probably the easiest charge for them to kind of levy against him at this time. Human trafficking is a whole totally different beast.
Right.
And they don't really talk about the difference, but I had heard the allegations and why he had stepped down. And then I was talking to some people over the weekend, and they said, what do you mean human trafficking? There are still people, highly educated, successful people that don't even know that this exists, especially in our own backyard. We've talked about that a lot as well.
James Dolan, CEO of Madison Square Garden and the Knicks, has now been accused because he brought a masseuse in California for the Eagles, which were going on tour. And this masseuse, apparently, they did something wrong, and they went to different states with her doing the wrong thing. Correct. The question here is why she didn't run, why didn't she get the authorities, the whole nine involved? But now he's being linked up to that because the harassment went interstate. And that's when it turns into this trafficking.
Interesting.
And he could have trafficked her, again, in state. So a lot of folks don't realize that you don't need to leave the state in order to be considered a human trafficking survivor or victim. The going back to your original question of the why of it, right? And so we always kind of link that to domestic violence as well. A lot of individuals ask, well, why doesn't the survivor of domestic violence leave their relationship? Well, there are a lot of factors. With human trafficking, it could be a threat to their family, their friends, their children. They could also be, once they enter that world, they're given all manner of drugs. So now you have a physical addiction that is keeping you in place. There's so many different variations. I think the focus should always be on why do individuals choose to traffic others? Why do individuals choose to hurt others? Because if we continue to focus on why they remain where they are, we'll never get to the root of the issue, which is why Florida still remains number 3 in the nation for human trafficking. We're covered by, we're surrounded by water, right? We play in it all the time. It's all around us, right? We were just talking about Melbourne.
Right.
I love going to Melbourne because they have Krispy Kreme. I didn't know you were there, but now
I
I do.
do, and now you could do 2 birds with one
I
stone.
can do.
You're not too
I can
far
do.
away.
I am not too far away. And it's easy, right, for us to bring in individuals because we have so many docks and so many, boats. So going back to the masseuse, oftentimes we'll walk into hotels, we'll walk into any manner of restaurant, and we won't realize that we're actually taking part in, basically aiding human trafficking. We don't know that. It doesn't stand out to us, but we have to look. So even still, I'll leave my card still in a hotel room that I've just left, or in a restaurant, or in a bathroom, or anything to kind of push that awareness, because again, they're trapped in a situation that they may not be able to get out of so easily without that additional external help. So
Fear is a big indicator. It's the ally to those that are doing the wrong thing. And it's funny because they'll tell you, well, I didn't do this and I didn't do that. I remember when I was working for legal aid in New York, nobody ever did anything. Nobody ever does nothing.
Because I think it gets on a slippery slope. They do one thing and then it's just a slippery slide into the next, right? There's sexual harassment and then, oh, well, if we just go on an airplane and I take you somewhere else, and next thing you know, you've gone so far to the other side that you really can't get back because one mistake begets the next mistake.
Correct.
But people don't know. Why does evil grow evil? Why is Florida number 3? Because money, power.
correct. All of the above: money, power, and opportunity.
Empty
right?
promises.
Empty promises. A lot of times you get folks from other countries, they'll come over, they'll, take, and then there's different variations of trafficking. There's labor trafficking and then there's sex trafficking. So labor trafficking can always include sex trafficking, but they may not come, one may not come with the other. Sex trafficking will always be labor, I'll tell you that, okay? So on the other side, it's really trying to kind of get in and cut it off, but it is a lucrative business. Super Bowl, for us in the advocacy world, Super Bowl, we absolutely hate it because we know that during that time, large amounts of individuals are trafficked in just for that event. Now, I love football. Don't get me wrong. I love football. But during that event, NASCAR, those major events, and they're here, right? Sometimes we have the Super Bowl here. We also have, NASCAR up. We have Daytona 500. It brings in a lot of possibilities for people to traffic other people. So
It's funny because we had somebody from Vegas that was talking about this. They had a huge problem when they held the Super Bowl here in Miami. Really, really big. They had to bring in extra help because it was just so, welcome to Miami, it was so bad. Vegas is going to have the same problem. And they don't like talking about it because those tickets are going from anywhere north of $8,000 to $10,000 a seat.
That's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And what's happening is it's big money. And because the Swifties going to be in the stands, it's just getting so freaking out of control. But this is a huge problem among everybody that goes in there, VIPs, and that whole buildup starts today.
For people who are going through it and they want to reach out to you, what kind of programs does WID offer for?
So we offer our therapeutic program, we offer housing, we work with our federal agents when it comes down to housing human trafficking survivors who are waiting for court appearances and different things like that. So we offer basically the full breadth of the services that we would for survivors of domestic violence. And also survivors of domestic violence can also be labeled as survivors of human trafficking as well, because their partners will oftentimes send them out to make money on their behalf, which they believe is financial abuse when really it's human trafficking. So all of the same services are offered. We do connect with Nancy J. Cotterman to provide their services to help support us, to support the survivor more with financial assistance and different things like that. But human trafficking is hard, and it's hard to get away from, especially because of all the lengths that perpetrators go to make sure that they control their stock, is what they're called. Instead of human beings, they're no longer human beings, they're stock.
You have educational programs, and you help women and children get out of situations that they're in.
That is correct. Emergency housing and shelter for those who are, again, like you said, seeking to get away from a very dangerous and life-altering situation.
It's a very confidential situation, but you know, one of the reasons I said to her for her to come Monday, he says, you gotta keep talking about this. You can't take a day off, because that particular situation does not take a day off. And the moment 1 week not being and talking about it will set you back 2 weeks, and set you back 4 weeks. And you got to keep at it, and you can't keep doing it, and you got to still come when you don't feel like talking about it, even if it's for 5 minutes. You got to keep doing it. You got to keep talking about it. It's the only way this thing, you put a light on it. It's like the roaches, when you turn the light on and they just scatter. I'd rather have them scatter than anything else, until somebody can figure out how to put an end to this craziness, because this is big money. This is really big money. The Super Bowl is going to bring in so much money. It is ridiculous money.
You know, in our community, though, even if you're not being sexually harassed or human trafficked, if you're just in if you're in an abusive relationship, emotionally or physically, or you need to get out, you offer programs and services for that as well.
We do. So we offer our residential, our emergency shelter, and then we also offer outreach. So if you're not ready to leave, then please come and see us in outreach. We'll give you the same amount of services, it's just minus a bed. That's the only difference there. But we want to make sure that you know that you're not alone. You're supported by everyone in the community, and we want to make sure that they understand that we're going to be here. And we do talk about it probably more than every 5 minutes, but every second we breathe, we breathe to ensure that survivors know that we're here, and we're going to try to do our very best to continue that pattern, because it's critical. And like I said, we're number 3 for human trafficking. We're at number 5 in the state for the highest lethalities related to domestic violence, and these are not stats that I would prefer to continue to share, because they're not good stats. However, the more we know, the more we can help, and the more folks come out and they talk to us about it, the more we can help. So it's not bad.
You don't even realize what's going on. I was talking to someone last week, and she says, if you think it's bad what you see behind closed doors, it's even worse. And they walk among you. You don't realize it's not always who you think it's going to be. It's all socioeconomics. It's all religions. It's all colors. It's all genders. And just when you think it couldn't be, and they tell you that, and you sit with this until you can sit and meet with them. Mm-hmm. But there are professionals, trained professionals, because we are not trained. I am not trained for this. But Sheena and her team are trained for this.
We are.
And I'm sure you hear that a lot.
It's not always physical. There's a lot of mental anguish out there.
Absolutely.
Installing fear, it just gets out of hand.
And I think sometimes people feel they're married and it's okay for their spouses to yell at them and to treat them badly, and it's okay if they're not physically abusing them. It's okay to yell and scream, but sometimes that's not okay also. And people don't realize that. Women don't realize that. They think it's part of being married and raising kids, and this is what you signed up for. And there are programs, I think, to teach different ways, coping skills maybe as well?
There are coping skills. I mean, you're talking, and we talked the last time we were here about trauma and the impact of trauma and different things like that. So it takes a long time to kind of, just dismantle all the things that we've been both consciously and subconsciously taught. And so that's what we work to do, is just try to work with survivors so they can understand that they don't have to continue on this way, and that there are, resources out there to support them. But it is hard. It's not an easy road. And it's also, there are male survivors, transgender, we provide services to everyone under the LGBTQIAP umbrella.
Oh my gosh.
No, I forgot one, and forgive me. I know there are more, so I just want to say that. But it doesn't limit it, because we realize that domestic violence looks different for different relationships, right? And so we want to make sure that we understand that, and we don't stop at the door, which is why we had to do the rebranding from Women in Distress to With Broward, because that was stopping a lot of individuals from coming to see us. And the last thing we want to do is be a barrier unto ourselves and not allow people to see what we can support them with. So that's what we're trying to do, is make sure that everyone understands, who we are. We offer emergency services, therapy, advocacy, courtroom support, We have attorneys on site that are free of charge who will help with restraining orders. We have a dependency attorney who will help with that. We're looking for appellate attorneys to help with the cases that they reopen. So we can't be everyone to everything, we can't be everything to everyone, but we try our best to bring in what we can to continue that support.
There's so many things, and just the education, just for the rest of the community being aware of what's within our community. There are people that they're working, they're focused on their jobs, and you don't realize what else is happening in our community. So just get some educational platforms. If we can help share some of the things that you're offering, and some programs would be amazing, because people just don't know.
Correct.
And it's why we have the platform, is to help share the ideas and the education, because it doesn't mean you're being harmful. We don't know. We have no idea what's going on in our community. And you think you know, like your kids? You don't know. You don't know. Everyone is different. What's the best way for people to reach out to WID Broward or to you?
So WID Broward is www.widbroward.org. And then also our phone number, which I got right this time, because last time I was severely nervous when I came in. It's 954-761-1133. And that is our 24-hour hotline. We also operate the statewide hotline, which I failed to give again. That is 1-800-500-1119, and we can be reached via chat or text on that line as well.
Awesome. All right, thank you. More to come. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, I think we've got another song. We're going to talk to Diane Witt, and then 1 o'clock hour, we're going to be discussing, Freddie may be leaving the set, I don't know. Menopause. More to come.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Do you want the opportunity to have a TV show or podcast? Now, at Amp Media Productions, you can host your very own visual broadcast anywhere around the world. With our talented group of creators, we will provide you with show elements, board operations, and any on-screen visuals you'd like to showcase. All you must do is log onto your computer and communicate with your viewers. Contact Amp Media Productions at 866-224-5422 or email hello@amp2.tv to start your own show today.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? Or what if it happened here? With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new CareWatch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The CareWatch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your CareWatch for free. The CareWatch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your CareWatch for free. Don't wait. Call us to get your CareWatch right now. Operators are standing by.
Love the Brooklyn Cafe? Don't miss out on some of the latest merch we have available. Need a new shirt? The Brooklyn Cafe has you covered. We have a variety of shirts in all sizes, ranging from the classic cafe shirt to the highly coveted colorful hot dog shirt. Need something for cold weather? Why not grab one of our cafe hoodies? Or you can snuggle up with one of our soft silk touch fabric blankets. The Brooklyn Cafe has everything you need, from clothing about the show to our signature coffee blends and mugs. Get it while supplies last.
Amp Media Productions is excited to announce our expansion into North Miami. With our experienced team of radio and TV professionals, we are dedicated to bringing North Miami the highest quality audio and visual production services. Whether you need radio or television commercials, podcasts, music videos, or audio and visual storytelling, we can provide the solutions to help you reach your goals. Our team is reliable, innovative, and creative, and we're ready to help you develop the perfect product. With our competitive rates and personalized service, you can trust that your project is in the best hands. Contact us today to get started on your project. 866-224-5422.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddy S.
So just come on, come on, come on, come on. Didn't I make you feel like you were the only man? Yeah, and didn't I give you nearly everything that a woman possibly can? Honey, you know I did. And each time I tell myself, well, I think I've had enough. Well, I'm gonna show you, baby, that this woman can be done. What you do, come on, come on, come on, come on and take it. Take another little piece of my heart now, baby, yeah. Bring another little bit of my heart, so darling, yeah, honey. Have another little bit of my heart now, baby, yeah. If it makes you feel good, oh yes indeed. All right. Well, you're out in the streets, you're looking good. So baby, deep down in your heart, I say I know that ain't right. You never, 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 never hear me when I cry at night. And baby, I'm crying all the time. And each time I tell myself that I think I've had this down the pain, then you hold me in your arms, and then I'll take it once again. What you do, come on, come on, come on, come on and take it, yeah. Take another little piece of my heart now, baby, yeah. Bring another little bit of my heart, so darling, yeah. Have another little piece of my heart now, baby, yeah. 'Cause you know you got it. Tell if it makes you feel good. Time. Hey, you just come on, come on, come on, come on and take another little bit of my heart now, baby, yeah. Bring another little bit of my heart, oh yeah. Have another little piece of my heart now, baby, yeah. 'Cause you know you got it. Wow! Take another
Very nice.
I keep trying to time it, but it's just not working for me today, guys.
I don't know what the hell you're doing.
Turn the lights on.
We got to get a clapper.
No, we need more crew is what we need.
Yeah, I don't know where
we need the crew that says they're going to show up on Mondays to actually show up, but that's a whole nother story. So I'm grateful for the 3 that we have. We're missing 3 that are supposed to be here today, right now.
I'm trying to find out where they are.
They're not here and they're not going to answer you. Have you noticed?
Well,
Josh put out an all call about 2 hours ago, and I don't think they answered him either. So bear with us. We're doing the best that we can with the hands that we got, and thankfully that they're here. Yes. We got Josh, we got Abby, and Kennedy are running board for us. So thank you for all that you do. I have to tell you, I don't know where Jojo is, but Jojo, good choice. She is amazing. Nice job.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed her.
They're heading back up to Melbourne Beach.
Yep.
And we're going to have to come visit you for some rest and relaxation after today's show.
I'll wait for it.
After dealing with him for another 5 weeks, I may move in with you. I don't know what to tell you. Look, just shake your head. He's like, what?
I'm not saying nothing.
You say nothing.
I stay very quiet.
Annie, you're incredible. Thank you so much for joining us and having the midday show with us and the morning show. So thank you. Next Monday it is. Anytime, our doors are always open. Johnny, I hope you're going to get to chit-chat with them before they leave. Johnny is a man of few words. The Song Studio with Johnny Melnick begins next Tuesday, where he spotlights original artists. I don't even want to say new, but artists with their original songs, and that's going to air Tuesday night at 7 o'clock, starting on February 6th on True Oldies 95.3 and 96.9. Pretty exciting.
Original music makers, not cover bands. We're looking for original. I mean, you could do cover, but if you have songs that you've done, that's what we're looking for. And I actually gave him 2 more pieces of that pie as well. Somebody who writes music for the movies.
Nice. Oh, he was in last week. Yeah. So more to come with that.
Instrumentals, though. That's what I want to talk to him about.
Okay. And we've got Diane Witt joining us with cruise planners.
She has some gifts. She has something.
She's got some, are they koozies?
No, she has other gifts.
Are these called koozies?
Yeah, that's a koozie.
Whoever came up with the name koozie?
I have no idea, but somebody's making a lot of money doing that.
Right? Don't you ever wonder like where names come from?
Got a koozie and a little pen just
and
to say,
hey. Became like the thing.
Yeah. It's just like, hey, whether it's a water bottle or a soda or a beer, doesn't matter.
Make them for coffee
makes everybody happy.
Right?
Keep it cold.
Anyway, I digress. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me back.
What do you have going on?
We've got, I brought a nice little gift certificate for you guys can give away.
Oh, wow.
$100, up to $100 gift certificate for a 7-night sailing on any ship that they want.
On any ship?
Any ship.
Wow.
So.
Have to add that to our wheel, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah, you can call and win.
Whatever they want to do.
That's amazing.
So.
Thank you so
feel
much
free
for
to do that. Yeah, just, here I am, and we can work with anybody's schedule.
And I see the new Royal Caribbean, over 70,000 passengers it holds.
7,000 passengers.
They said 70,000 on the news.
Well, that would be a little incorrect. Maybe 10 sailings.
And that's what I was thinking. Like 70,000, that's like a football stadium.
Yeah. No, it's 7,000, 7,600 passengers, and then plus crew on top of that.
10,000 complete.
So it's a lot.
And they showed it coming into Miami, and they did a little turnaround, and then they took it back out.
How many billions? Was like $2 or $3 billion to make this ship?
Oh, I don't keep track of the stats on how much to make.
Do you get to see them before they go out? Do you get to tour them?
Normally I do, but I just wasn't available to make the sailing.
She wasn't available. She's been traveling.
I just wasn't available.
She's been traveling. She's been a little busy.
So, but there's other ships, and I'm sure I'll get on it eventually.
Now, when you plan retreats, you'll plan anything. It can even be in state, or everything has to be, you got to go.
Most of the stuff I do is international. Oh, wow. So, but I do packages, whether it's by rail or by bus. So we can do like a package for like national parks, or whether you want to do something that is more exotic, like doing a safari or something. So depends upon what you're looking for. Everything's customized for each person. And if they want to do it as like a group family thing, hey, big birthday, grandma, grandpa, having a big birthday, let's do a whole family trip.
Have you ever been on a safari?
Not yet. That is on the list. It is amazing. So I'm like, I've seen clients come back from it, and it's just life-changing. So it's all good.
I feel like, me, I'm a little like squeamish on traveling. Once I get someplace, I'm good. It's the process
So you're going to go on a safari?
You're going to say, go big or go home? Like, if I'm actually going to go, I got to do something big, because I may never go. I do want to go on a hot air balloon, though. That I'd like to do. So many things I'd like to do that I haven't tried.
Well, a lot of people will do, even if it's not like a safari, but they'll go to South Africa for the wineries. And, something to think about.
Rebecca travels a lot. We're going to talk to her.
You've been to the wineries in South Africa?
I have not been to South Africa yet.
I made some beer in South Africa.
Do you remember she brought her whole little travel pack? Yep, her snacks and her wipes and everything she brought. So when she went,
food emergency.
You were in Italy for?
I was in Italy.
6 months.
I wish 6 months, right? I was in Italy in September of 22.
Just hold your mic.
And then I was in Morocco.
Rebecca, grab your mic.
Grab your mic.
Grab your mic.
Oh, my mic.
Oh.
Hi, Mike.
See, you tell she has to be now I'm back.
I was in Italy in September of 22. I was in Morocco, in Marrakesh, of September of 23, and I got stuck in that big earthquake. So I'm doing a lot of local travel right now.
We haven't seen you in a long time then.
Yeah, it's been a while.
You got stuck there?
Sorry?
You got stuck?
Yeah, it was interesting.
Wow. Were you by yourself?
I was joining up with another retreat, a yoga wellness retreat, and I needed serious yoga and wellness after the earthquake, after that experience.
That we buy this retreat here in Delray, right?
Yeah, now we're here to talk about a local retreat where, we don't have to travel that far.
Wow.
So we're excited to share our retreat with you today.
All about that. She came in about a year and a half ago with all her travel ideas and her snacks. She was so prepared. She's going on the airplane, and she had her earbuds, and she's waiting to sit next to George Clooney, I think.
Oh, he didn't show up.
He didn't show up next to you. See, I remember. You don't even remember the interview, but
Yeah.
George Clooney,
Yep.
You got to remember these things.
George Clooney.
George Clooney. What can I tell you?
He's my hall pass, right? and Ryan Reynolds, both of them. So.
She has a name, hall pass.
I do.
Diane, what specials do you have coming up for 2024?
I'm sorry?
Do you have any specials for 2024?
Oh, right now there are so many promotions going on depending upon what you're looking for. Extra incentives, whether it's an onboard credit for different cruise lines or even for other travel. There are the onboard credits or just discounts and promotions that are going on. A big one right now that ends on the 31st is a lot of the cruise lines have got like 70% off the second guest. So that's always a pretty big incentive to book now. And what's really amazing is that if there is a better promotion that comes out and I'm able to apply it, I always do for my clients.
Sally, you want to go back on another cruise? Sally was the cruise queen when she got married.
It's been a while, about 6 months.
You did what, a lot of Royal Caribbeans?
Yeah, and then we did Europe. We went
on a cruise?
No, we flew to London and got a cruise from Southampton for 7 days.
Oh, wow.
Seems like a long time ago. Southampton.
Southampton.
For people that don't know, that was in England.
And that's not New York.
And that's not Melbourne,
no, that's not
Australia
New York
either.
It's south of Hampton.
Well, we're glad you're back. We haven't seen you in a little bit. Sally is always cruising around. She's a newlywed, so, they travel a lot these days.
Was. No,
you were newlywed?
It's quieting down a little bit.
When does that end? After a year being a newlywed?
7 years.
Oh, yeah. No, we're not a newlywed anymore.
Sally, are you going to have kids?
I'm thinking about it.
Well, then
in
I guess you're still a newlywed, I guess.
No, actually, in my next life, probably not.
Maybe not. I don't know.
I've learned my lesson.
You learned your lesson. No more kids at this point. See, if we knew then what we know now.
I can see where this whole conversation is going to. I'm going to look for exit stage left.
Diane, what's the best way for people to reach you?
They can reach me via telephone at 516-809-7279, and that is call or text. And you can also email me at dwitt@cruiseplanners.com. And of course, you can go to my website, Dream Destinations by Diane, and the QR code is on the screen.
Awesome. And if you call, we'll give you the gift certificate to book a cruise for up to $100 off your next
No,
sailing.
you get to spin the wheel.
Onboard credit.
Onboard credit. Oh, sorry, onboard credit. Does that include the drinking?
You can spend it on whatever you want.
Jojo can do some more day drinking.
You get to spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel.
And if you land on that prize, you get it. Otherwise, you get something else. But now you're bound to get something. Because all the spots are full.
Coffee, tea, cookie dough, and now
And the gift
$100
certificate.
onboard credit. Sounds good. All right, contact Diane for your next travel escape. I'm on to escaping and running. Can you see the theme here today?
On the Ion, they have this thing where it shoots you out into the ocean on a rope, and it brings you back. It's like a giant swing. Did you see this thing?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so if you want an adventure, I would pay to see you on this. I'll be the one pushing the button.
Thank you.
It sends you out to the ocean on a rope. It swings you all the way around and around
Thank you so much.
and around.
We'll be right. We're going to take a commercial break. Let's play Positive Direction. When we come back, a little bit of music from Johnny Melnick. More to come. We'll be right back.
When it comes to protecting what matters most, your family, your business, your peace of mind, you need reliable fire protection. Introducing All Fire Extinguisher Depot, Fire Extinguisher Service. Our certified technicians ensure your extinguishers are always ready to respond to emergencies. Before and after, we leave your fire safety in top-notch condition. Join the many satisfied clients who trust All Fire Extinguisher Depot for fire extinguisher service. Because when it comes to fire safety, there's no compromise. Contact All Fire Extinguisher Depot at 786-704-2750 to get your extinguisher service today. Your safety is our priority. That's at 786-704-2750. All Fire Extinguisher Depot, protecting what matters.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call Low Cost Airlines. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call now.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. I am so glad today we got an early start. Where are we headed anyway?
Who knows? Wherever this glorious day takes us, and we'll take Don Pablo along too. Rich and flavorful with low acidity and notes of caramel. No matter where you're going or where you end up, Don Pablo never disappoints.
Excuse me, is that Don Pablo coffee?
Sure is.
Do you have any more?
Sure do. Then hop in.
No matter where life takes you, Don Pablo Coffee is always there to pick you up.
Hey Kaylee, what's up?
Hey, nothing. What's up?
Nothing, just looking for music for Grandpa I listen to while we're in the car.
What's wrong with listen to now?
Let's just say we have different tastes, you know?
Why don't you try listen to a podcast on Spotify?
Like which one?
The Broken Cafe Studio one is really good.
Okay, I'll try that one out. Thanks.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddy S and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought. And take You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddy S.
And we're back, and there you have Positive Direction.
You want to hang around? Johnny's like, he can't get out of here fast enough.
Johnny, I'm leaving. No, I'm leaving. I'm right behind you.
He's living it with me.
That's why you need to be a good support.
You should be my support system.
We do need them to know.
You don't have menopause.
What do I have?
You have
Aggravation?
angry
Angry pause?
You're the angry one. You're the byproduct of many years of menopause.
I don't know. No one ever warned me it was going to be like this, is all I can tell you.
Like what?
Like not fun.
No more?
No? When does it end?
Testing.
It ended.
I don't know. Jojo thinks it's you. She thinks you're the cause of my stress.
No, she's a constant menopause.
Not menopause. She just thinks it's you. She goes, Dawn, you're really stressed today. I can tell. It's
You're very stressed. Everybody's wondering, is whispering to me, what the hell is
Yes,
wrong
you
with
came in like "Rawr," all day long, and you're a guy. You're not even in menopause. It started at 9 o'clock with Grace when you walked in the
The
door.
whole day's been menopause.
Because I think you got us all set in this position of anxiety. I don't know. Johnny came, Johnny left. Good thing Josh is here. I'm looking around this room, and it's you and Josh.
I have to put Sally up here.
And then Sally's going to give us all of her, this Call Me Zena today at 3:30, which we have coming up. Call Me Zena is our psychic and medium show. We'll see what questions come in for that. But Sally's in the house with Margaret.
Margaret.
Hello. Hi, Margaret. Hi, Sally.
Now, I got to tell you, I didn't tell Dawn that Jojo was coming, that the lady here was coming. I didn't tell her certain parts of the show, simply because they tell me they're coming and they don't. It's been going on for weeks. So I didn't until this morning. But you didn't tell me they were coming either.
I got to give you, you really need to have access to the
you
calendar.
know what it feels like.
No, I knew they were all coming. I'm excited. Here's the funny thing. So Jess Pfeffer, and I was reading her email, and it was all about harmony through menopause. And I'm reading it. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is great. Next thing I know, it's deleted from the cafe email.
It wasn't deleted. It was moved.
It was moved. But you know how you're looking through your emails and you see something pop up and then you go to read it and it's gone? I'm like, Freddie moved it. So I found it again and I started looking through it and I thought, I had just been talking to Grace, Bernie's Grace, about doing a podcast on menopause. And she wanted to call it A Pause of Menopause, or Pause with Menopause. And then the next day I get this email from Jess and I thought, wow, how timely is that? Because as our demographic ages, right? When I started working with you, none of us were going through this, but now
I was.
Because you're a little older.
I've been since,
You're a little older.
Since 18, I've been going through.
So now we're going through, and then I was looking through, and I said, we know so many of the guest speakers for this event that's happening actually up in Delray. It's May 3rd through 5th at the Opal Hotel, and it's closed. Harmony Through Menopause, and it's on jesspfeffer.com. on event. You're going to find all the information. But we've got 3 of her guest speakers joining us today, Harmony Through Menopause, there it is. And then in 2 weeks, Jess is going to join us, and then Dr. B from the University of Miami. They're both going to be coming in virtually to talk about this some more.
Now, what are we talking about?
You. Menopause. I can't even believe it's such a major topic. On the morning show the past couple of weeks, we've discussed, because all of the girls said there's 21 days of suffering. They only have 7 good days left in life every month. Shivani's like, wow, what, really? So then we're like, well, just wait. On the other side, I don't even think you get a good 7. We get.
Men are 30 days of suffering.
So we laugh about it, but it's really not fun going through this. I'm glad we've got Rebecca Kastin and Jacqueline Burbge joining us. And we knew her before she was Burbge, but it's been a long time. And Dr. Shivani Gupta, who we've known a very long time. I think we've known Shivani since you and I first started.
Since the days of
Up at iHeart, even, a long time ago.
Me too. Wow, 8 years.
And you too. Wow, it's been a long time. And everyone.
And the beat goes on.
And the beat goes on. So who should we start with?
Who wants to go first?
Jacqueline.
Oh, okay.
You were Jax back in the day, Jacqueline.
Yes, I'm now an adult.
She's grown up.
I'm all grown up.
It's funny because I didn't even realize you were in town. So when she said, let's deal with who's in town, my sister, I thought, last I knew your sister moved away. So, well, you've been back a while. You said.
Almost 3 years, 2.5.
So welcome back.
Thank you.
Doing yoga therapy.
I am.
Certified yoga therapist. What does that mean?
I love that question. So it's a lot more education than a yoga teacher. It has a lot to do with yoga philosophy being more than just the poses, as a lot of our Western society has taken yoga to be an exercise or a workout. The yoga therapist really is trained with a trained eye to see the human in front of them through the bio, physio, psycho, spiritual lens, meaning that we are more than just the physical form. We're energetic, we have a subtle body, we are made up of water, we're made up of our life experiences, we are made up of our nutrition, our family genetics, so we see all of it, but we're not doctors. So we use the poses, breathing, and meditation as a protocol, not to exactly diagnose the client or the person in front of us, but to support their lifestyle. So right now I'm working with a lot of women, mostly with mental illness, mental health challenges, I like to say, with regards to depression or disordered eating right now. And, you know, we all have trauma, so there's also that piece. So really offering nervous system regulation tools through the body. So that's the gist of it. That was
You
a
do it
mouthful.
mostly one-on-one. I would think it's got to be more one-on-one.
It's very intimate, it's very personal. So I do offer group yoga therapy where there's a bit of an introduction and a theme and an offering for the person to inquire within. So it is an inner journey, as Dr. Shivani and Rebecca also are very familiar with this path. You know, it's a lifestyle. So when we look inside, we move through all of the stuff, we get the answers and we can have more clarity and a sense of peace. So that's always the goal, is for each of us to live in peace.
I think the older I get, the more stuff I realize I've got.
Yes, that's very true too.
No.
Yeah.
The older you get, the more you acknowledge the
Yeah,
stuff you
I didn't realize.
That's what it is.
You know, 8 years ago,
I like
I
that.
forgot their name. A couple came to us, and you probably know who it was. They wrote a book on childhood traumas. And I remember saying to them, I don't understand how we can share this with an audience because who knows they have childhood traumas? Like, what is this? This wasn't even a thing. But it is so important. And the older I get, the more I realize we all have, even if you've had great childhoods, we all have childhood traumas.
100%.
That we now take with us. And as our parents age, we look and go, oh, there's another one, and there's another one. And these notions that we thought were just normal, you realize you're holding on to so much stuff.
So much stuff, unknowingly, subconsciously. And then one day it's like, oh, where's that coming from or what's that about if you're on a conscious path with self-awareness. And then you get to peel the layers.
Well,
it's interesting because yoga, you know, you're like a guitar. And then yoga tightens the strings on the guitar so that the music comes out of it. And it's, when I went to Weight Watchers over the weekend, and there's 50 people in this room. This ain't no small, and Katie, hi. This ain't no small room, and they want to come here. They love the energy and everything else. But it's all the mindset, because what yoga does is straightens you out so you could think clearly. See, if you had done yoga back in the day, you would have known you have all these things and triggers and this. And this. It's a very complicated situation.
There's so many things, and once you acknowledge it, then what do you do with it? How do you move past it? Because I know what it is. Like every day, there's more and more. But then, how do we deal with it? And how do we become our better selves and not hold on to, like, you can't blame people because we took it in. It is what it is. Do you help with that also?
Very much so. Well, there's a lot of mindset pieces, like Freddie was just saying. First, understanding that acceptance and accepting is going to be a really huge piece of it. Embracing it, realizing that we can't change it, and there's nothing to fix. Like, we're all perfect. We're born perfect. So if when we come from that mindset that we could use these breathing tools or just movement. Movement is medicine, and that's what I'll be offering at the retreat along with other movement practitioners. We're all walking around. I'll clarify, we're not all walking around. A lot of us are walking around on autopilot. We're very robotic, right? We wake up, we do X, Y, and Z, and we go to sleep, and next day, repeat, right? When we realize that we are water, we are energy, and we could really go with the flow, it's not just a term, it's not just a hashtag or a bumper sticker, as I like to say, but it's a true way of living, not resisting, but accepting, allowing. So that's what all of the yoga philosophy is really offering us, is to use the body to heal the mind, to heal the trauma, to heal through the stories. The list goes on. We could talk about this for days.
And you see, I grew up in the Bronx.
Yeah.
So growing up in the Bronx, you better get in touch with yourself real quick. But the object of the game, and I asked Darryl Strawberry, I asked a lot of Major League ball players, people that are in the Hall of Fame, what's the difference between a regular ball player and somebody in the Hall of Fame? What's the difference between one parent and another? And you got to take all of these things, positive and negative, and you got to be able to be honest with yourself. You see, that's our biggest problem, is we're not honest. Yeah. We want to not talk about it. No, I do this bad. I don't want to talk about it. But how do you fix what you're not good at if you aren't honest enough to do that? And sometimes you got to build your strings strong enough to do it. So it's been a joyful ride for 8 years. I mean, you can say to 100,000 million people that next 5 days, next 6 days, for all those people, they relate to me because they understand what I got to deal with.
Your pain and suffering?
I got to it isn't pain and suffering. It's just part of
All
the
love,
bridge
Fred,
of
just
life.
love.
Right? And I think we chit-chatted a little bit over the weekend about different people and different things. I don't see all of that. That to me makes no difference. There's so much camouflage on what people do to hide pain, to hide truth. Right. Over the weekend there was this giant room where they do yoga, and there's 20 people in there. And I wanted to jump in there and do it too, simply because they were honest enough to say, I'm doing this for me, I'm being honest, and then they're gonna help the next guy next to them be honest with themselves. Not an easy trick to understand why you're doing what you're doing and to getting on top of that whole thing.
But your sister, did you all create this program together, or was it Jess's idea?
So Jess's idea through another person's invitation, sharing how, because you started off this conversation that it's a big topic now, and it hasn't been, but it's a very necessary topic. So Jessica's an event planner. Her website, other than her name, is Holistic Event Planning. And I'm very proud of her. You know, she's taken her education and her past experiences with the juice bar and hospitality and brought in all of these amazing holistic wellness facilitators to really share what we know to be true for healing from the inside out. So it was her idea, and she collected all of us. There's 9 of us that's going to be there from Miami, Delray, and Boca. Between physical, emotional, mental, it's going to be really the gamut covered.
See, I love this. I love it because there are certain things that I've been taught, like the ringing of this bell. This bell's been with me for 8 years, but this bell has a certain pitch that makes me feel better. There's a ton of bells all over the place, but not this pitch. Frequency is important. Are you down to earth?
Am I down to earth?
Do you feel you're down to earth?
I feel like I am.
And you're grounded?
I am. I've been getting
See, because
that.
I can sense that.
Yeah, ever since you all walked in, everything just like.
I'm hoping that calms you down.
It's been a lot of work, I got to tell you. I moved through my stuff. I still do, but I'm glad to be on the path.
You're there. And people
here.
can say, you know, she's there. Let me try to learn something to get there. You know, if you don't try, I always say this, it doesn't matter who teaches you what. If you don't try,
You'll never know.
Gonna get there. That's right. That's right. You want to be able to do a little bit of everything, whether it's yoga, even breathing. I remember we did a show one day, and the lady says to Dawn, I'm going to teach you how to breathe. So Dawn says, I breathe every day.
I am the worst breather.
And we're horrible.
Horrible.
If you look at your breathing, it's the worst. We are not built to breathe correctly. Right?
Well, we are built to breathe correctly. It's our brain and our nervous system that change that. Just to be clear.
Yeah. Oftentimes we're just living in this stress mode, like you mentioned, and that's why working on the nervous system, working on our health from like a 360 standpoint can create such a difference. I like to teach it from the Ayurveda perspective of if we lived a preventive lifestyle, then we wouldn't have this stack up of chronic inflammation, chronic issues. When we hit stages of our lives, which are just a natural process of aging, like perimenopause and menopause, we wouldn't struggle so much. We wouldn't hit each stage like a brick wall and then wonder, why do I feel like I'm aging? That's really just inflammaging. It's inflammation taking a toll on the body.
And it's funny because the numbers are stacked against you. There are so many negative things going on that people seem to see negative as the only way. So when you give them this message and this peace and tranquility, you're sort of saying, this isn't normal, but that is the normal.
It is
the
normal.
abnormal is what we're doing.
Well, I think this is the new
Very
normal
true.
because practicing physicians, a lot of GYNs aren't even doing OB anymore. When you get to our age, we don't need the OB. The GYN, they don't tell you, are you experiencing this or this or this? This could be perimenopause. You may be in menopause. Let's check your hormone levels. Unless you're dealing with a holistic physician or someone that's really looking at all of you versus just you're going in for your annual exam, you hit a wall because you don't know you're hitting the wall till you hit it. And you don't realize that this symptom could be linked to it or this or this. And next thing you know, then you're playing catch up. And we've talked so much for years about preventive medicine, but nobody shared with me there was preventive help before menopause, which is why it's so important now that you're all here talking about it, because there's so many women out there. They first told me I was flirting with it. Flirting with menopause meant I had no hormones left. I was so in it, but you don't know, because if you're still going through your cycle, you don't realize what it is.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, some physicians don't share that with you.
No.
And this is a whole new approach to a wellness approach that you don't have to suffer.
Yeah, and historically, most physicians treat this as menopause as a mental disorder. And when a lot of women go into their doctor, they're given an antidepressant. That's their first thing. Oh, this will make you feel better. But we've learned so much, and that's why menopause is such a hot topic right now, because it's not an illness, it's not a mental disease, it is a natural part of the aging process. So for us women, first of all, we need to accept the fact that we're aging, and that's like the whole mindset piece. And then what can we do to take care of ourselves? Nutrition, self-care, yoga, breathing, Ayurveda, there's so many resources available for women now that the go-to isn't, you need an antidepressant. We're not depressed. Everything is shifting. So yes, you can choose to be depressed that everything is shifting, but we don't have to embrace it that way, you know? So that's why this retreat is going to be such a beautiful thing. We're getting together in community. We're offering all of our knowledge on good functional ways to support ourselves so that we don't have to feel like there's something wrong with us, because there really isn't.
Do you think food makes a difference? I'm going to ask Shivani about the Ayurvedic.
Yeah, tremendous difference. There are foods, sugar, if we over-sugar ourselves, if we drink alcohol, if we're eating a processed packaged fast food diet, the symptoms of menopause are going to be astronomically higher. But if we adopt a whole food lifestyle, if we remove processed sugars, if we remove alcohol, if we eat, there have been direct correlations between eating protein and healthy fats and our cognitive health, right? So it improves our anxiety and our brain chemistry. You know, a lot of women are malnourished because they're restricting calories. That also exacerbates our symptoms of menopause. So following a really clean whole food-based diet, getting all the right macronutrients, there's a lot of supplements that can help support menopause. And you can do all of those things before you even start to investigate the world of hormone replacement therapy. There's a lot that could be done for women before we even have to go, with pellets and patches and things like that. But that's also support. That also helps. But there's so many things that we could do for ourselves to support us during this phase of life.
I think that males, if you have a male in your life, they have to be educated to understand the differences. I always said this to her, she laughs at me, they laugh at me. Men are jealous of the fact that we cannot give birth since the beginning of time. That's why they always say women were second-class citizens, they were property. You can look in scripture, you can look in history. It's always been that way. So I think education, because you may have to have two different foods to go. Because there are, as a diabetic, I'm going to tell you, carbs are very inflammatory. Certain milks are very inflammatory. And I can feel them now. Where back in the day, nobody told me any of this. But I think that making the guy understand, if the guy is in your life, if you're married to him, making him understand that it's not an illness, it's a condition, just like anything else. If you had a broken arm, and I asked you, we'll go wash the car, that's a little absurd, isn't it? So this is what's happening, is that people are putting all of these emphasis, oh, there's something wrong with you. You gotta go see a shrink. You gotta go do this. Just get the hell away from me.
You asked me to find a lid to match the Tupperware. Forget it. That was last night's fiasco. She's shaking her head. I was like, what?
Put the lid on the Tupperware. Get a bag and put them all in there.
Chuck says, when you freaked out that you couldn't find a lid for the container, he said, I knew it was going to go one or two ways. Either I had to get it for you, or the whole night was just going to go downhill. So he did. He labeled it. I told the morning show. He labeled everything. The R goes with the R, and everything got relabeled for me last night. Because the littlest things
sets you off.
Could set you off.
You have a lot of triggers there, Machine Gun Kelly.
I got a lot of triggers. But I want to ask Dr. Shivani, before we go to break, what is Ayurvedic therapies or medicine, wellness?
Sure. Ayurveda has a lot of tools when it comes to menopause, perimenopause, and these phases. One of the big ones is addressing our dosha. So Ayurveda teaches the mind-body constitutions, that we're all one of the primary energies, Vata, Pitta, or Kapha. But that's a very Vata time of life. It's very drying. And so it's very important that we can go through and really ground ourselves, really invest in being our healthiest, being whole, being nourished. There's a lot we can do during that time frame. And it's just interesting, we can also use herbs and super spices. Curcumin for menopause is very powerful because reducing that inflammation, supporting blood flow in the body, increases the body's ability to kind of transition through that time. Also using adaptogens. We have Shatavari, we have ashwagandha. So we have a lot of great tools to help us transition through that phase. And all my friends are going through perimenopause, so I'm hearing it loud and clear that it's not fun. I see a lot of clients who have osteoporosis and osteoarthritis and these things, so they are talking to me about menopause. And so my guidance is, let's adjust our diet. Let's adjust our workouts. Let's invest in great sleep. Let's reduce that inflammation and just put a couple of key pieces in place, a couple key pillars of health. And then we get to go through this time feeling our best and the best that we can.
And to all my male friends, she's your best friend. Because I gotta tell you something, you get whoever you're with to go in this direction, it's gonna make your life a whole lot better.
And men can benefit from her Fusionary formulas as well.
Benefit. Men she should have a newsletter for men only so that we can, sometimes we just don't know what to do. We talk about this all the time, we're making jokes. You want a glass of water? I don't want a glass of water.
I want a lid to my container as well. I wanted last night.
There's so many undertones to this thing, but I think the guys should listen even more than the women. Because sometimes you run into a situation, women don't want to hear it. They're just up to here right now, and all this blah, 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 blah. So a guy that's with the woman should go in that direction. It will help you immensely. All I'm saying. Help you immensely.
My husband says, I'll take care of the kids, you go to bed. And I'm like, yes.
That's nice.
A good man. All I needed. Yeah. Thank you.
And you still have young kids.
Yeah, sleep comes first. As long as I sleep, the world will turn okay.
Saying you need a supportive significant other. I can't say spouse anymore, but.
You trained him or he knew this?
Intuitively, he gets it.
That's a good one.
I think he's learned. I've been married 20 years. I think he learned sleep.
Well, there's a lot of intuition there, I gotta tell you. 20 years.
He's learned. It's a long time. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, more to come with Harmony Through Menopause. We're talking to Sally. Sally, I think, is on the other side of menopause. Does it get better?
I've been there and done that. However, I'm getting symptoms.
And then she got married again. I don't know. Maybe you got it right over there. More to come on the other side of this break.
Been there and done.
When it comes to protecting what matters most, your family, your business, your peace of mind, you need reliable fire protection. Introducing All Fire Extinguisher Depot, Fire Extinguisher Service. Our certified technicians ensure your extinguishers are always ready to respond to emergencies. Before and after, we leave your fire safety in top-notch condition. Join the many satisfied clients who trust All Fire Extinguisher Depot for fire extinguisher service. Because when it comes to fire safety, there's no compromise. Contact All Fire Extinguisher Depot at 786-704-2750 to get your extinguisher service today. Your safety is our priority. That's at 786-704-2750. All Fire Extinguisher Depot, protecting what matters.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call Low Cost Airlines. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call now.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. I am so glad today we got an early start. Where are we headed anyway?
Who knows? Wherever this glorious day takes us, and we'll take Don Pablo along too. Rich and flavorful with low acidity and notes of caramel. No matter where you're going or where you end up, Don Pablo never disappoints.
Excuse me, is Is that Don Pablo coffee?
Sure is.
Do you have any more?
Sure do. Then hop in.
No matter where life takes you, Don Pablo Coffee is always there to pick you up.
Hey Kaylee, what's up?
Hey, nothing, what's up?
Nothing, just looking for music for Grandpa I listen to while we're in the car.
What's wrong with listen to now?
Let's just say we have different tastes, you know?
Why don't you try listen to a podcast on Spotify?
Like which one?
The Broken Cafe Studio one is really good.
Okay, I'll try that one out, thanks.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddy S and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought. You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddy S.
And we're back.
You learning a lot?
Of course, right? And not only am I learning a lot, I'm encouraging anybody that's watching today to listen and to learn. And I'm talking to my male friends, because the female friends, you guys do what you got to do. It's your body, and you decide what you want to do. But supporting this whole situation, there are some bad cases. If you look on the news of women going through this, and after you give birth, the
Postpartum depression. But
well.
I think, again, like we talked about earlier, it's the lack of education, and you feel as if you have no support. And then there's the whole financial aspect to it. If you don't have good health insurance, and health insurance doesn't even cover if you have hormone therapies. If you're getting bioidenticals, you're on your own to pay for that. And while you're figuring it out and you're changing prescriptions, you're covering that also. So that's a whole nother side to it, is our access to affordable health care. So hopefully some of these tips on eating well and exercise and yoga and mindset. What happened?
The lady with the pink baseball league for women that do not have insurance. Last year, they gave me the flyer. They wanted us to cover it. I'm thinking, well, where the hell did I leave it?
I have a phone number for breast cancer.
Yes. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Michelle Stallone.
Yeah. But this is for
I have a note to
women
call
that
her
don't
after
have-
January.
You got to call her now, because the
People
league
who
I guess
don't have
does in
insurance
17.
to get mammograms. They have a truck, part of, I want to say it's Boca Community, but, or maybe West Boca.
And they're watching,
but
so
a
I
truck
just
that
wanted to
goes to offer health care for
But
women.
that baseball league, the New York Yankees are getting involved, and they want her to do a game at Yankee Stadium.
Wow.
So we got to call her today.
We will call her. So,
Sorry,
because that's
I didn't-
another big part of it, is access to quality care.
Which is why I think this retreat is such a great opportunity for women to get useful, practical resources that they can practice themselves, which won't cost them money, and it could help them feel better and deal with the symptoms. And we're doing a whole lot of education, and it'll be fun, and we're in community. Yeah. It's going to be a really wonderful weekend. I'm very excited
When
about it.
is it and where is it?
May 3rd through 5th at the Opal Grand in Delray.
The big hotel.
On Atlantic. and
On
Anyway,
Atlantic
yep.
and
That's the big boy.
Yeah. It is.
And visit our friend Luna Rosa across the street for
Most definitely. Can I add to what Rebecca and Dawn said about the community and support? Because I know Jess is a big part of what she creates, and that is about community. So I do want to address that, we don't have to go through this alone. The idea that, I can't talk about it, so taboo. You can't talk about sex, you can't talk about politics, et cetera. The list goes on. And until recently, I've never really heard, it could be because I'm getting closer to the age as well, women talk about it. So just to be in community, like Rebecca just alluded to, can be so supportive. Mm-hmm. And then you could go home with these tools and practices, and also new friends that you could call and text each other. Can you believe this and how I feel? And then you're not alone. And we have a sense of needing to belong as humans. Since the beginning of time, we've been part of tribes. And as Americans in our Western society, we've strayed away from being in community.
And I think here in South Florida, we're so lucky. Like, we have such incredible practitioners. When I got invited to be part of it, I was like, I'm going to be with Rebecca and with Jacqueline, and I want to go. Like, I cannot wait to go to the retreat and just immerse myself, because even if you're pre-perimenopause or you're perimenopause or you're menopause or wherever you are in the trajectory of women's health, these tools are going to apply. And so to come into community and learn all the practices that we teach, I mean, it's going to lead to, like, people feeling incredible, people feeling whole again and nourished. So
Is this only open to women?
Only open to women, this one, yeah.
I'm going to hold the men's version.
You know, Jessica will help you with that as well.
I got to tell you, it's really important. And then at the end of the retreat, everybody get together and see what happens.
That's a beautiful idea, Freddie. For them to understand and then to support us is a compliment.
I got to tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
menopause education.
It's really
I don't
genius.
understand why menopause has the word men in it. I just got to tell you, that's a bad
Because
rap.
a man probably created the name.
They labeled it.
Well, the men are getting a pause from sex.
Fill in the space.
I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe temporarily.
It's a great question. We should know the
But
history
you know,
about
if you
that.
think about what, you know, to kind of expand on what Shivani said. Like ancient peoples, like women going through menopause, like we became, like, I mean, crone has such a negative connotation, but we were full of wisdom, and you know, we had all the answers to the universe essentially because of our life experiences, you know, and through history now women going through menopause are sort of like looked to as like, ugh, there's something wrong with her. She's not vital, or she has nothing left to offer us anymore because she's old. But we want to try and change that. You know, we have so much value and so much wisdom that we want to impart.
And vibrancy.
And
Wait a minute,
vibrancy.
but what age
yes.
does menopause start? I know 30-year-olds that are on
It could. I mean, depending on your hormones, on your exposure to toxins, on your, you know, endocrine disruptors, hormone disruptors. There are women going through menopause in their 30s. Typically, I think it's like 45 to like mid 40s to mid 50s, but menopause symptoms can last well into your 70s. So we aim to give people the tools so that it's not an uncomfortable journey, and you can live a vibrant, fulfilling life, sex life, like all those things that we think have to go once we go through menopause. We're going to teach everyone that we don't have to accept it, right? We won't take this.
You should do a men's seminar, because men, they don't understand, not that what we're going through. Emotionally is one thing, but physically, what we have to offer intimately, it changes for a variety of reasons. And we're just not what we were, nor do we want to be. I don't want to be what I was. So.
Well, you got to remember, a lot of women also shy away from the fact that there is another way. So they live through this thing. And all we see is an angry woman. An uncomfortable woman, a woman who doesn't seem like she has her brains.
No, we're just figuring it all out.
Listen, I grew up with a sister. She had 200 female friends, and they were not normal. They were not normal when I saw them get old.
But it's different because it's not anything we learned from our mother's generation, because
they didn't talk about it.
They didn't talk about it. I
They
even said to my mom, I said, Mom, why didn't you tell me? She said, because I didn't know that's what it was. And it wasn't talked about. Hormone therapy was taboo, if it even existed. And it wasn't anything. It was just this rite of passage you went through, and now you look at all the osteoporosis and the osteopenia, and you look at what they're going through, and hip fractures and things now that hopefully we can prevent because we have the knowledge on better food, on exercise, on Ayurvedic therapies. We just have to get the word out there to people.
And you can't be shy and say it. I walk on one of the billboards, says, and then I would break up the words. I mean, you know, how else do you fix this if you don't live up to it, if you don't poke fun at it, if you don't, you know, I can have a sign that says, well, I'm with Menno.
That's hilarious.
I'm going to get you a t-shirt.
Well, knowledge is power, right? And so all we're doing is sharing information, and then the human gets to choose which way they want to go, accept and be miserable, or accept that you have a choice to change things.
That's right. You got choice.
You have choice.
Isn't
we all
that
have a
a lovely
choice.
thing to have?
We have choice.
Beautiful.
Dr. Shivani, your Fusionary formulas, you've got a lot of different products. You've got sleep, you've got the curcumin, you've got the inflammation, you've got You want to share some of the products?
Sure. So I created Fusionary formulas to prove that we could address joint pain in the West without using NSAIDs and so many drugs. And so Fusionary's curcumin, our turmeric golden inflammation relief, is what we're most known for because it significantly reduces inflammation in the body. But now we're seeing that applies across the board. Like GI doctors could recommend it instead of PPIs. We've seen that proven. We could recommend it for knee osteoarthritis. And as we're aging, it has such powerful anti-aging benefits. It can keep us youthful and moving and flexible and mobile. And then I created sleep formulas. I have a sleep gummy that's very effective, a sleep tea that people use full of adaptogenic herbs. So I'm creating functional teas that deliver a result just like a supplement would. And then recently I created a menopause support tea because everyone was getting frustrated and they wanted something to cool the hot flashes, cool down the hot flashes, night sweats, and then support them to stay more even as they go through their day, more calm and balanced. And so I have a whole tea chock full of the adaptogens from Ayurveda. So I keep creating things based on what people need. I just made one called Unwind Tea. So when you get home, you can take adaptogens just to unwind and calm down. Instead of wanting that glass of wine, you could have tea. You could have a tea to sleep. So there's different solutions out there. And my goal is to take the Ayurvedic herbs in the most potent form and then deliver them in a clean source that all of Western medicine and holistic practitioners can use.
So would you say that somebody comes up to you, the first thing we have to figure out is what works and what doesn't work, what you're allergic to, not allergic to?
Yeah.
Because some people in here, they're allergic to air. And they took ashwagandha.
Yeah.
And she was allergic to it.
Oh, no, really?
And for the next 4 days, I'm going to tell you something.
Wow.
I could not find enough candles for myself to hide because it was rough. But I knew something wasn't right. Normally when Dawn is not her normal self, she's either taking something that she's allergic to or she goes to run 4 miles because of this other thing that we take. And you shouldn't do that. Remember running in the...
But Dr. Shivani's line is incredible.
Thank you.
It is.
Thank you, thank you.
And it's not just for women. It's, let me ask you, for diabetes.
Yeah. So if we don't address inflammation, then we're going to have metabolic disease, obesity, diabetes, all these things. And we are seeing so much science that says we have to address inflammation, and curcumin can impact metabolic disease. We're seeing the science behind it impacting obesity as well. Yeah. And so all these things are interconnected. And that's why I love teaching, use the formulas to get the fires put out. Let's use that fire extinguisher against that chronic inflammation first. And then we get to step next into lifestyle change. Because lifestyle change, you gotta feel good to take those next steps, to exercise and eat healthy and all that. But first you have to get out of pain and you have to get that fire extinguished.
And Rebecca, when we do this, we're gonna eat better and not drink. No one's going to want to go out with me on a Saturday night. So how do we, that was me on Saturday night. I was laughing. I ordered a salad, a side of Brussels sprouts. I did have a glass of wine, though. And I'm like, this is Saturday night, but my body can only handle what it can handle.
Right.
So do you have tools for how do we adapt life and still people want to be with us?
Yeah, so I really follow like a 90-10 kind of philosophy. Like if you are eating clean, if you're following really good healthy lifestyle practices 90% of the time, there's that 10% where you can have that glass of wine or that bowl of pasta or whatever. But that should be the exception and not like your go-to. Like we talked earlier that we're habitual creatures. So eating well most of the time, and then you allow yourself those treats. Also the thing with alcohol, I deal with this with all of my patients and clients. There's so much peer pressure, but it usually comes because a patient has decided they're not going to drink for their own well-being, and it kind of shines a mirror on the people that they're dining with that maybe I need to take a look at my own drinking habits. So, for that, you got to go back to your why and your values. Why are you not drinking? Are you not drinking because you have diabetes or because you're really inflamed or because your hot flashes are making you insane? Then for you, the answer is really clear. I'm going to pass for now, right? And the people who you're with, they're going to have to just love you in spite of the fact that you're not drinking. But drink mocktails, drink kombucha. Like usually it's missing that you're holding that thing in your hand.
Something.
It's
So
not
my daughter-
necessarily the wine. It's
My daughter went back to grad school, and she's in grad school for art therapy. So her assignment for this semester is she has to give up something because they're going to go through the 12-step process. So they will understand what their clients are going through. That's awesome. So she gave up alcohol for this semester. Well, she's dating, and going on dates. So part of it is understand, I'm not drinking. Will this affect you if we go on a date? If it's a yes, this is what I'm doing. And there's this whole explanation that goes to it. Holding the mocktail, going out and having fun. Are you different? But this is part of the exercise she has to go through. And it's interesting because this is exactly what you're talking about.
So my question when I talk to people is, are you meeting your friends so you can drink? Or are you meeting your friends so that you can enjoy community and enjoy the social interaction or the football game or whatever it is that you're going to? And if you're going out to have fun, to connect, then do you really need the drink? So it's just putting that thoughtfulness piece. And like one of my favorite quotes, and it made me think about menopause, is Viktor Frankl says, in between the stimulus and response, there's a pause. And in that pause, that's where the growth happens. And I think of it just in terms of women and aging, right? We're now in that pause. And how we're going to get to the other side of it is really our choice, and how we perceive it and welcome it and what we can do to take care of ourselves.
So Sally, I have to ask you, on the other side of it.
Don't ask. I think I'm still going through it, to be honest with you.
Ask your guides, are we all going to make it to the other side of this?
I'm not the best person to ask. Having reached this stage of my life, I think I'm still going through it, okay? But I don't know.
Well,
Maybe
that's Margaret.
I still get hot flashes. I'm more than I actually did when I was younger.
Really?
But it may be tied to something else, I don't know.
Stress.
Yeah, and it's
got married, that's what.
Menopause symptoms will present differently in every single woman. I got frozen shoulder. One day I woke up, I couldn't move my shoulder. And I went through like all the steps to deal with the shoulder. And then I finally went to my gynecologist and found out, oh, I've got no more estrogen. And then once I addressed that piece with healing my shoulder with different modalities, my shoulder's fine. So, some women...
That's what I don't think people realize. It manifests in so many different ways. You don't realize what it is. I had the same thing, and you remember that years ago. But you don't know until you know, and this retreat's going to be incredible. So share with us where it is, how to get the information.
Sure. So JessPfeffer.com, Pfeffer. She is a holistic event planner. It's May 3rd to the 5th. Friday, Saturday ends on Sunday at the Opal Grand Resort in the downtown Delray Beach area, right off the beach. There'll be 9 facilitators. Food is included. Accommodations is included. Travel and spa is not included, but they are available at the hotel with Tammy Fender Spa. So it's quite a luxurious experience. And early bird ends February 22nd. So if you are ready to join us, please go ahead and book your spot today.
And we have limited spaces.
So
we
already sold a few spots.
3 of the amazing speakers are here today. We've got 2 more joining us in a couple of weeks.
Awesome.
And definitely go out and get educated and just share the experience. And if anything, embrace yourself in the community, because I guarantee you, you will learn something to share with somebody else. And for yourself, you'll feel like you're not alone. And that's the greatest thing that I've gotten to do with you over these years, is we get to expand our community and our base as I age. You don't, but as I age and go through all these different changes in life, parents and kids growing up and marriage and all these life changes, our bodies change as well. So go through this journey together. Thank you, ladies, so much for joining us.
Thank
Sally
you so
and
much.
Margaret, more to come. 2:30 today. Call me, Zena. Call in and ask Sally, Zena, any questions you have from the other side. She will invoke her spiritual guides. So we'll see what happens at 2:30. To our crew for being here, Josh and Kennedy and Abby, thank you, thank you, thank you. And for all of you watching us, follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube at the Brooklyn Cafe Show for exclusive behind-the-scenes content, and even right here. Wrap it up.
Everything she said.
More to come. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Be safe, and we will see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time. Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddy S will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.